I remember all those who have died. On the 1st of November, all the saints. And I remember in one of the catechetical sermons that I gave, I mentioned that when we are talking about all the saints, we are not referring only to the saints that the church has recognized. There are people who lived in our culture. There are people who are Christians. There are people who are not Christians, who lived and knew that it was good to do good and to avoid evil. And people of that nature, if they live their lives, even though they were not Christians, and God called them from this life, we leave them at the judgment of God. So we cannot say that your ancestors are not in heaven. We cannot. The fact that their names is not on the official calendar of the church doesn't mean that they are not in heaven. So it is important for us to know that, of course, with time, Christianity came when we had our African traditional religion, and the work of Christianity was to be, we talk about enculturation nowadays. The aspect of Christianity was there to help us to understand our African traditional beliefs, how we can make these African traditional beliefs to look at the elements that are there that can help the Christians so they can be able to worship God and worship God in a better way. I remember during the missionary journeys of St. Paul, there are times that Paul went and met people worshiping an unknown God. He spent time in teaching about the unknown God and finally made them to understand that that unknown God is the one God that all of us are supposed to worship. So when it comes to people of that nature, what we can say is that the church does not have any exclusive list of those who are saints. The church has recognized some people who live good and heroic lives here on earth as saints. But there are millions upon millions all over the world that are in heaven, but that the church does not have the knowledge and the information to make them as saints. And that's why in the liturgy of the church and the Vespers, every day we pray for all the saints. We pray for all the souls of all the faithful departed. In that way is the way that the church is showing, her concern for those who have gone before us, marked with the sign of the faith.